Hello, team. Today is Friday, April 20th, and I know that it was short notice, but I did want to throw in an extra little lunch and learn today, which Summer has taken quite seriously, and the reason she is not on camera is because she's got a car full of people enjoying Sonic, and if I end up eating Sonic today, it will be 100% Summer's fault. So, there are three main topics that I wanted to make sure that, well, there's just a couple of things I wanted to talk to you all about today, and some training, and I owe you some raffles, so we have like a whole bunch of stuff we have to do today. So I think I'm going to save the raffles till the end. That way if people come on, they'll see it live. So I'm going to keep my 2 bags with your raffle tickets right here. And I'm saying to you too, since usually you stay on till the end, if I start to end it and forget to do this, stop me and remind me, because these are late as it is. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to share with you is, I'm going to put it on screen share for a minute, because we got an email from Park Lane about new paperwork, and you may have missed it because I don't know if it was a mistake, but it had like a Bizarro Land title, and I'm not sure that you looked at the email because of this. So, can you see my screen? Okay. So I did a little search on my email because I knew that there were some new paperwork items that came out, and they are things that we've been wanting. So see how it's called for your new TPW team members. I have no idea what that means. So let's go over what the new paperwork choices are. And these are important to have because, remember, with the change to $300 being a minimum sale, that put a few of our current brochures out of date. So the first one is the one that I know that you are all, I hope that by now you are all very familiar with, which is the sharing brochure. So this is the one with the girl with the pink on the front, and it's just this one that we're in the pilot program with, where we're handing these out, making sure that everybody at a show is walking away with one of these. This is the, I would love for you to take a closer look. Would you like to take a little brochure? I even say, oh, this is a little recap of the things we did the Q&A about, so that they have an idea of what's in there. So this is just that little lightweight, little bifold, easy to mail. In the earlier lunch and learns this month, we talked about how sending 10 of these out a week to people that you would like to target as new members on your team, that this would be a great thing to send out, and then just follow up gradually. And we're going to get back to that when I do the Power Hour in a second. So this brochure is still available and has not changed. Okay, so you're all set with this. This is also something new that was introduced at convention, which is the refer a friend. So that is this flyer. This is the nicer, prettier version of the one that had the cartoon ladies on it. And this is the one that you would use for somebody to refer to you, somebody that they would like, that they think would be interested in the business. So, or even interested in a party. You can decide what the reward is for doing so. But one suggestion that I would have for a piece of material like this is to keep it in the little clipboards that you give out at your shows, if that's something that you do. I use those teeny tiny clipboards, and this is in there. And what you can say is, you know what, ladies, especially if you want to do like a little extra fun raffle to make sure it happens, bring a separate raffle prize, and then say, after your Q&A thing, you can say, now that you know a whole bunch of information about Park Lane, whether it's about hosting a show or whether it's about trying our business, you may have decided by now if that's something that's right for you, but you may have decided it actually is be right for somebody that you know. If you can think of someone that that's the case, then please put her information down here for me. It's asking on here for their name and phone number, and then your name. That way, if she does go ahead and book a showing, or if she does go ahead and join my team, I am able to go ahead and give you jewelry credit as thanks for referring me to someone that you know. However, I'm also going to do a raffle today for this special prize for those of you that do refer someone to me. So if you'd like to be in the raffle for this prize, then please fill this out and drop it up here so that I can then have you in that raffle. Because if you're going to give me the gift, a gift of a name that I can then give the gift of Park Lane to, I want to raffle a special gift off tonight. So just a nice way to receive that information from someone, okay? And it makes sense to do it after the Q&A when they've heard everything and have likely made a decision on if it's for them or if it may be for somebody they know. So that's the referral one that I'm showing you here, okay? So now here's where some of the new ones are. So this one, the new business opportunity brochure has been simplified to cover just the basics of Park Lane's compensation plan. So this brochure is the artist formerly known as this or this. Okay, so you see me over here in the side, right? You know what I'm talking about? So the skinny long opportunity brochure, and actually the newer version was then this one. There may even be another one floating around in your office, but whatever you have, it's been replaced by this. Okay, so when you click it, here's what that comes up as when you purchase it, when you're wanting to purchase it from Park Lane. So this is simply the same, you know, it's explaining the business opportunity. But if you go into the downloads, you're going to see a version of, if you want to see what it actually looks like, and for each of these things, how many pages it is, be aware that these are also in the downloads. So if you want to have one in front of you when you're ordering, or if you need one sooner than your supplies will arrive, then by all means print one out, okay? So that's the business opportunity compensation plan, the new one. Okay, that's where there is going to be reference to a minimum show being 300 and things like that. So that's one that you'll want to update yourself on. Now, I am in love with the next one. Oh, it says it here too. Okay, sharing the opportunity training booklet. Our Sharing Opportunity Training Booklet helps engage and provide information for potentially new team members. The key points of our program and compensation plan help people make a quick and informed decision based on valuable information. This is going to be, and I will do a whole, as soon as I have these in my hands, I'm going to do a complete training on this, because this is a booklet that will allow you to sit and do an interview in a guided form so that we as your leaders can wean you from us doing the interview and you listening or you being stressed out about how to do it on your own. I'm going to show you exactly how you use this page by page to direct a conversation about joining our business. So a great thing to do if you know that this is going to be someone, if you meet someone at a show and then you're going to interview them on the phone because you're not going to be to get together one-on-one, you're going to send them home with this, and then you're going to say, okay, so tomorrow at 7 when I call you, have this handy so that you can go page by page together. If you're going to be meeting together, then you can just bring 2 and have one in front of you and one in front of her. To say that I'm excited that this is here would be the understatement of the universe. I had something like this in my other company, and my whole team knew how to do an interview because we had it. So I'm super glad that they came through with this for us. And as you can see, they're $1.50 each. So you're not using these with everyone. You're using these with people that say, yeah, I would love to take a closer look. When they say they want to take a closer look, you send them home with this. When they're like a maybe-ish or you just want to get something in their hand, you use the smaller one because those are less expensive. Okay, this is for someone that you're going to actually interview. All right, so that is exciting. Where were we? And then the new Getting Started brochure. This is a training booklet for those that are joining the business. So this is what we go page by page through with a new recruit to help them get started alongside their Park Lane 101. Okay, so again, if you want to look at these any more closely, you are totally welcome to take a look in the downloads and see what is there, okay? So that you can see it in advance. Any questions on the new paperwork?
Okay. Are these things going to be, any of them, do you know if they're going to be included in kits that are going out?
You know what? If any, I would say, I'm guessing one of each, and certainly getting started, but let me see if I can get that answer before we hang up so that I can answer that before the end. So hold on, uno momento, while I are... Okay, so hold on one sec. Okay, so let's see if I can get that answer before we hang up. Okay, so I'm going to go back to us. All right, and so that we can move on to our topic number 2, which is working what we're going to call the power hour. Now, the power hour is a work concept that I actually learned from Belinda Ellsworth very, very early in my direct sales career. And while the concept has stayed with me, the particulars of it sometimes will get away from me. And it's something that we actually can never let get away from us, because what the power hour is about is your personal business. And when people start to promote to leadership, that tends to be something that we sometimes let slip away. And that's just about the worst thing that you can do as you move up into the leadership. And I feel like we're so blessed to have an upline that has shown us that it's not necessary to do. Very rarely do you see a leader with the size of Mary Grace's team coming in as not just a top seller. I'd still be impressed if she was top 10, never mind number 1 consistently. It's truly amazing. But, and it's something that I've carried with me a lot. And the time in Park Lane, I'm generally, certainly in the top 50 personal sales, usually more close to the top 20, sometimes the top 10. And the one time I wasn't, boy, did I regret it, because I was scrambling for shows. So that was 2 or 3 conventions ago, and it hasn't happened since. So the power hour is the way that it's worked out. The way that you're going to set it up for yourself works for everyone, because if you're someone who works full-time, you probably, if you're like a standard 8-hour workday generally involves 2 15-minute breaks and a lunch break, right? If you're going by normal, like OSHA rules or whatever. Then there are many of you that are stay-at-home moms that have little ones who take naps or watch little television shows that are about 30 minutes long, or maybe when you take out a certain toy, you get 15, 20 minutes of quiet. Or some of you may have, you do have 1 hour solid somewhere in your day, whether it's because you're home with a small child that takes a nap, they go to pre-K, which is, pre-K, are they kidding me with that? I remember, you drive them there, you drive home, and then you have maybe 2 hours before you have to go back and come back again. You spend your whole day in the car. All my kids were born in a 4-year span, and I spent a bajillion hours in my car driving to 2-year-old programs, 2 and 3 and 4-year-old preschool programs for what felt like an eternity. So I feel you. I got you there. Then some of you commute to work, and your commute's about an hour. There are just pockets of time, whether you have a job, whether you're a mom of little ones, whether you do this job full-time, part-time, we all have little pockets of time. So that's what the Power Hour is about. Now, I do want to give, now, especially now that she's on, a shout out to Becky, because Becky did cover this when she was Leader of the Month. So if you heard it then, this is something that's important enough to hear multiple times. And I certainly would direct you to rewatch that if that, or if you, so if you search up Becky's live on the team page, you'll find it. But I wanted to make sure that we had like a nice official recorded thing on this that everybody can follow. When Mary Grace had the leader retreat for us that were, she had it for divisions and above, and actually areas and above were invited. And a bunch of us went, and she was good enough to bring in Belinda Ellsworth to the training on Saturday. And she happens to be a speaker that was favored greatly by my other company. So I've seen Belinda Ellsworth many, many times. And it's her system specifically that I'm showing here. So if you ever did want to take a look at her materials, feel free. This particular one is one that you can definitely make on your own. You can use normal, like manila folders, or you can do it, file folders, I mean, or you can do the color-coded ones. It was interesting. I am someone, I will be honest, I am someone that organization does not come naturally to. Some of you know that about me, and some of you may be surprised to hear that, but I am definitely not someone who is organized by nature. So the whole color coding thing, there's only one aspect of my life that we color code at the Zito house, and it's our family calendar. Other than that, like, I'm not great with that. But when I was listening to Belinda's training, I really appreciated her comments of, when you're out and about and you realize, oh, I need that phone number, you can call your house and say to your husband, like, can you grab the blue folder and tell me the name up on the first name on that's written in there, or there's a yellow Post-it note that's stuck in the blue folder. Can you grab that for me? As opposed to saying, no, not that yellow folder, the other one. No, the one underneath there. No, look for the one that says bookings. And now it's turning into a 10-minute thing, and he's ready to hang up on you. So that's where the color code does come in handy. But anyway, for the Power Hour, there are 4 categories. And the idea is that you're going to pick anywhere from 2 to 4 days a week that you're going to do this. So she was saying, if you do this 2 days a week, you'll get results. If you do it 3 days a week, you'll get good results. If you do it 4 days a week, you'll get excellent results. So depending on how much of a timer you are in this business. So if you're like a hobbyist, then twice a week is enough. If you're a part-timer, 3 days a week may be enough. And if you're a full-timer, or you want to be a full-timer, then 4 days a week is going to be at least how many times you want to do this. The 4 categories are booking lead calls, recruiting lead calls, hostess coaching calls, and customer care calls. I need almost 2 hands to hold this, because you can tell that I just recently set this up neatly again. Because while generally I do stay on top of these things, I don't have them organized very well. And as a result, one of these categories got a little out of hand. And I think you can tell which one it is. So let's go through each one. So the idea is that you're going to spend 15 dedicated minutes per day of days that you're doing your Power Hour, not 7 days a week, so 3 days a week or 4 days a week on this. Now, the idea of staying on the one topic for 15 minutes is this. Let's say you're going to do 15 minutes of booking lead calls. You're going to grab the folder, you're going to open up the name, the folder, and you're going to have a list in here. So we made a list here yesterday of all different people that have either scheduled and then canceled and never rescheduled. All of these notes that I had written on receipts that said wants a show in June, wants a show in March, and then we're about to get lost. People that you meet out and about, and the reason you keep it in a folder is because maybe when you're out and about, you drop, you write it on a piece of paper, and then you just shove it in the folder so you don't forget. And then later you put them on the list. So it gives you, the documents for this are, name, where you met them, their phone number, and then the comments on the right. So I have things on here to the effect of wants a Sunday, need to follow up to book a new date, wants a fundraiser, wants a summer house party, etc., etc. So Becky, forms that are similar are uploaded in the group. So you don't have to go ahead and make these because Becky took care of that for us back when she did this live. So thank you again for that, Becky. But it's nice when you get on a roll, because if you're planning a power hour and you don't have your materials in hand, then first of all, you're likely to spend 15 minutes looking for the names of who you have to follow up with. Now your 15 minutes are over and you've contacted exactly 0 people. The second thing is that as you get on a roll with one topic, so let's say you're talking to someone and she says, I'm so sick of this cold weather. I'm doing a Spring is Sprung party and I don't care if it's 30 degrees. And you're like, that is so fun. We're going to do, Spring is Sprung and we'll make that a whole funny thing. And then the next person you call, you kind of can say, oh my gosh, I'm doing a thing because we're all sick of this cold weather. We're doing Spring is Sprung and I'm bringing springy jewelry and we're forcing it to come. And I really thought that you would enjoy that. And then, so that way you're in the mindset of that the whole time. And when something takes off, you could stay with that throughout the calls. And then in 15 minutes, you get to put your folder away. If you're doing a solid hour, now you pick up the next one. If you're doing it in pockets of time, you walk away, and then 2 hours later, when your other 15-minute pocket comes, here we go, we're going to start host coaching. And you stay on that topic. So the hostess coaching inserts are basically a checklist of the process of what you need back and forth with your hostess. So does she have a host packet? Did I send a thank you for booking? Has she started inviting? Do I have a Facebook? So what you do for your hostess may personalize your list. But again, take a look at the documents that Becky uploaded. See if those are things you do. If there's things you do that aren't on there, feel free to add it. If there's things you're looking at and you're like, I don't do that, but ooh, I probably should, then you learn something else as a bonus. And then what I also am keeping in here is just a list of my upcoming shows, because sometimes that's what I forget. I'm keeping a list of a running list of my upcoming shows, because sometimes my husband will say, are you working on Sunday? And if so, where and what time? And I'm like, all right, so yay, Becky, there it is. So that I should, I really should know that so much more easily. I should know, yes, I am. I have a show in Plainview at 3. But because life gets overwhelming and you just know you're working, but you forget where, who, and chances are if you can't remember who you're working for on Sunday, you also haven't hostess coached her. So that is definitely, I will tell you, I will warn you, this is one of the ones that we tend to stray from. And if you have found yourself booking a show, and then the next time you show interest in her is like the day before, where you're like, hey, how many people are coming? She is wondering what the heck happened to you. She doesn't even know if you're coming. She was afraid to invite people. So, make sure that you keep this one in the zone. Your recruit leads. Now, extremely interesting what I was reminded of at this training. The vast majority of your recruits come from the category of people that show interest in when you meet them, but then don't necessarily join in that moment. They may need more time. They may not have booked a show. And those are the people that you enter their order. They go into wherever that order goes, and then they disappear into the universe. And I don't have my notes in front of me. I should have looked for the statistic before I started. And Becky, if you remember, tell me what the percentage was of people that you ask that will join when you follow up at a later time. Is she the master or what? She's like, let me barely bend my elbow to access that information. I love it.
I'm a dork.
What's that?
I said I'm a dork.
You are a dork.
I'll post it in here.
You're amazingly organized.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Becky is really a gift to our team and to me.
It's all a mirage.
No, it's not. It's a real thing that you just grabbed that notebook. Hey!
Can you say hi?
Hi.
Okay, hold on. Oh, so 50% of the people at your show will show interest, and only 10% will check the box yes and the inbox. Okay, this is a Beyblade. Okay, thank you, baby. Can you go over there?
It's a Beyblade.
Thank you. Go over there. Of the other percentage, 70% of people want to take an information packet home. So that's like the other 40%. There's 70% of the people want to take the package home. 20% are what she called zoners. They want to stand there and help you while you're working. So when what Bev Austin posted was, you always say, oh, no, I got this. And instead say, yeah, you can help me. They don't really help you. But those 20% are the ones that are really, truly interested.
Awesome. So when we let these people that don't book or sign right away fade out into the universe, we are missing large percentages of people that would have joined if we stayed in touch. So they need to land in your recruiting leads folder. And it's similar to your booking leads folder, where it's name, where you met them, what's their phone number, and then the comments. So I have on here Claudia Sibri. Okay, Claudia booked a launch with me 2 months ago, and then the week of the launch, her dad got sick, and she said she had to take care of him. Oh, he had to have a surgery or something that day. Obviously, it's not like I was calling her Monday to be like, hey, you ready to re-sign? I needed to give her a chance to take care of her dad and let that happen. I did, of course, message her about how did it go. Haven't heard back from her since. Old Michelle would have probably forgotten about her and let her fade off into the sunset. Moderately better Michelle has had this on a Post-it note along with 2 other people that needed to reschedule. Now, working on improving herself, Michelle's putting her in here so that she will get called instead of just me looking at the Post-it note, because I'm going to dedicate my time to this. See, I hope that one of the things that you guys, if there's nothing else that I teach you guys, it's that I am always learning and doing and trying to improve right along with you. I know I come on here and do all kinds of trainings and, Michelle's telling us what to do or whatever, but I am also, I pride myself on being a lifelong learner. And when people, there are leaders that will say, I don't need to go to convention. I already know how to run my business, or I don't need to go to that particular training. I don't need to go to my team meeting. I can just watch something online or whatever. And you're definitely missing out. And you certainly are on the outs if you feel that you've ever learned all there is to learn. Because no one in their field, no matter what the field is, has ever learned all there is to learn. And we all have things about us that make us more, I can be great at any show and have fun and have a wonderful time, but I have to work hard to be organized and work hard to have systems. Other people have to work hard to do their show and are super organized. So, it's great if you know what it is that you need to work on in order to improve. So the customer care call as you can see, I have a lot of things in here, and here's why. Really, the best thing to do as far as your customer care is to be following up with people when they receive their jewelry, right? That would be the number one category of customer care. I feel that the easiest way to do that is when a show is submitted, to go to, now it drops down into your sent shows, and to where it says track or print PDF. Print the PDF so that now you have everyone's orders nice and neat and printed out. Then when you're ready to do customer care calls, you have the orders in front of you. It's clipped together by who show they attended, so that you're able to follow up and say, you know, hey, Becky, it's Michelle from Lisa's party, Lisa's Park Lane Jewelry Party. I'm so excited to catch on the phone today. I want to make sure that you have your jewelry and that it's out of the box. You know, I'm calling with my out of the box calls to see if your jewelry is out of the box. And then see, you know, take it from there so that you know if they have it, if there's anything wrong with it, if they don't have it, and now you know you have to call Lisa back and say, hey, Lisa, I was checking in on Becky's jewelry, and she mentioned she still doesn't have it. You still have that, right? You know, and see what's happening. I try to avoid that always by when I close with the hostess to remind her that the jewelry's coming to her. Everything's super easy to hand out. It's going to be divided up by customer, individually bagged. I do ask that you hand that out, Lisa, as quickly as possible, because A, everyone's excited for their jewelry, but B, everyone has, you know, like a couple of days window to take a look and see if it arrived in any form other than perfect. Because if that's the case, Park Lane sends a brand new one along with a prepaid envelope to mail it back. I would hate for them to not have that benefit because it's sitting on your dining room table. So if you could just please make sure you send that out ASAP as soon as you receive it. And that way they tend to at least have a little guilt about handing it out fast. That's when these calls are when you're using words like, you know, Jen, did you know that because of your order, Becky was able to receive $1,100 worth of free and discounted jewelry, and she didn't even spend $100. I would love to do the same for you. We have so many great specials and events coming up. What do you think about getting a couple girls together? Okay, those are always the key words. Because of your order, Becky earned and I would love to do the same for you. What I did highlight the names of the people who are on a booking list as well. That way, when I go through these, I'll remember, like these are upcoming hostesses, these are upcoming potential hostesses, and then I can be a little more specific in my messaging to them or my call to them as well. And I'm going to do this for 15 minutes a day. And if I make sure I do this for 15 minutes a day, then it will reduce. You know, it's going to go down and down. 15 minutes of customer care calls goes really quick because most of them go to voicemail. You can text as a backup, or you can text and call, whatever you want to do. And if you are behind on them like me, maybe you do 15 minutes of the others, but 20 minutes of this. Because, of course, you're allowed to do more, but you're not allowed to do less if you want to have the ultimate growth that you want to have. And I was saying how with leaders, this tends to be what gets lost because you do want to be there for your team and you do want to answer all their questions. But here's what happens as you are growing in part, you know, in any direct sales business. 1/3 of people are joining your team. 1/3 of the people are working, and then another third are probably like in the beginnings or the happenings of quitting. It wasn't for them. They didn't enjoy it. They didn't apply, you know, the effort that they thought they might or whatever. You are not going to replace that 1/3 without this folder in your life regularly. And you're not going to be able to recruit your hostess when you aren't hostess coaching her. And you're not going to have a hostess if you're not making booking lead calls. So before you know it, the middle third becomes the going third, and there's no 1/3 coming in to replace them. And then you look at your team and you hear crickets. And I don't want any of that. I don't want that for any of you as you move forward in growing a team here. So does anyone have a question or a comment on anything that we just talked about? All right, so should we do our raffles?
Ooh, raffles?
Right. So I have two, that's why I waited till the end, so in case anyone else joined in, which was you, Beck. So I'm doing 2 weeks worth of Just Share, 2 weeks worth of Money Monday. So I owed you 2 weeks worth of prizes from Money Monday. So this is those of you that posted show dates. And of course, the Money Monday will be so much easier for you when you are spending time with your booking leads folder and your customer care folder, in addition to doing your actual shows. So now that you all, I'm sure, are in love with the Power Hour and ready to get started on it, I expect that I'll see such an increase in the amount of participants in Money Monday. So I'm picking 2 winners from this bag. Our first one is Jennifer Ewerts. Congratulations! You are getting a prize in the mail from me. And our second winner is Sylvia El Sayed. Congratulations, Sylvia. All right. That's our 2 Money Monday winners. And then I'm doing 1 Just Share winner because the first week that I put it up, everyone must have been so intrigued with reading the instructions that no one commented. So it took until this week, and then a whole bunch of you answered this time with how many tickets you were entitled to. And the Just Share recognition is when you are posting how many tickets you get from handing out sharing brochures, from playing the ticket game at your shows, from doing the back of the hostess order form with your hostess, doing an interview, or signing someone. So the winner of this fine prize is Becky Rojas. Congratulations, Becky. So all these prizes will go out to you, and congratulations on that. And I hope to see lots and lots of more participants. And thank you, as always, for jumping on and taking a few minutes to learn and better yourself in your business. Hope you all have amazing shows tonight and this weekend, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.
Bye.